Hello, and welcome back to Let's Talk Chicago Bears. It's Victory Monday. Yeah, baby. Go Bears. Go Bears. Hey, it wasn't a pretty win, but a win is a win is a win, right? We'll take it any way we can get it. And I do believe that the Bears players are buying into the HITS philosophy, which means, if you forgot, hustle, intensity, takeaways, and smart situational playing. And the Bears did pretty much all of that yesterday. Excuse me, I gotta get my leg in here. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. So as we all know, the Bears won 23-20. Last minute, Santos field goal, courtesy of Roquan Smith. So we're going to talk about all that. But we'll take it, right? I mean, the thing about the Bears is, I will say this right off the bat, the Bears should beat teams that are at their level or worse. That's the one thing we need to do this year. We're not going to beat most likely we're not going to beat the Bills, Miami. Who else? Do we play Philadelphia? I think we might. You know what? We're just not going to beat those guys. But then again, you never know. But right now, that's not going to happen. So at least we're beating the people we should beat, because we should have beaten them yesterday, because they're basically, we were playing each other yesterday. I mean, we were playing, our teams were so much alike. And next week we should win too, although New York Giants are winning. So we'll talk about that next week. We're not going to blow. But so let's get started. Let's start off with my top 3 things. If you do these, you have a chance or you win the game. Now, the Bears kind of blew that one out of the water a little bit on me because they won the game. Okay, so we'll start penalties. They had over 5 penalties. They only had 6 for 32 yards, but there were several penalties that hurt them. There was one time we stopped the Texans, penalty Bears, gave them a first down. And then it happened with us on offense a couple times where we shot ourselves in the foot. But we overcame it, so that's okay. I won't say too much about it. Because it was, not terrible. It was 6. And then takeaways. Both teams had 2 takeaways. So it's a tie, but the Bears really won that category because that last takeaway is what won them the game. So I'm giving the Bears a tie on that one. A win on that one, I mean. And then time of possession, the Bears won. Not by a lot, but they won. They were on the field 31.22 seconds to Texans 28 minutes. So 31 minutes, 22 seconds for the Bears. So they won that. So they won, in my opinion, 2 out of the 3 of those categories. Because of the tie, because of the turnover, we ended up winning the game. So, yeah. So, okay, Bears. Okay, we'll do it. I'm down with that. Again, not a stellar day for Justin Fields. He had 8 attempts. He had 17 attempts and only completed 8 passes for 82 yards. Just not good. We're going to get into that. And I do apologize for my computer kind of going dim and bright. I don't know what's wrong. I think it's time for this lady to get a new laptop. This thing is damn old. So, anyways, I apologize for that. So they had 82 yards passing. But their rushing was stellar again. They had a total of 201 yards. 281 yards. Excuse me, that was excellent, and I'll break down who had what. So we had a total of 600. Oh my God. Sorry, this is not starting out good. 363 yards. 663 yards. Pickled total yards in that game. Now, Fields threw 2 interceptions, as you well are aware, I'm sure. He was sacked. I counted, but I'm not absolutely sure if this is right. I counted 5 times. And that is not good, obviously. It's not good for Justin. It's not good for the team. It's not good for the O-line. So, I don't know. Is it the offensive quarter is not calling passing plays because he doesn't trust Justin Fields? I mean, I don't get it. And you know what? I think, as I said on Friday's show, and they did it once, but it was 3rd and 17 when they did it. I said, why don't they dump off maybe a 5, 6, 7 yard short pass to your running backs, who are usually your check down people, and let them go get the rest of the yards. And maybe we can get a little confidence in Justin. Let him do, run, boom, there it goes. They did do it in the third quarter, but they were down 17 yards. It was 3rd and 17, and we got 7 back. But that shows you it would work, and I think it would really help. And I don't know. I like it. I don't know. The thing about Justin is I'm having a problem believing in it. I don't know if it's Justin Fields just not feeling comfortable behind there. Is it the O-line that is just not giving him enough time, which we're going to talk about? Why is he not staying in the pocket more? Is he, is it in his head? There were several times that I saw, yes, he was sacked 5 times, and several of those sacks, he turned around and had no choice. The guy was right there. I mean, there was a couple where our offensive line, it was like it were a revolving door. Swear to God. And there was at least 3 times I counted that happened to him. So we're not going to count those as, not sure what he's doing, this or that, But I've been thinking about it. I thought about it a lot. And I heard during the game yesterday that in the whole league, he is having the longest amount of time to throw the ball, which probably means like 5, 6 seconds. I don't know, 10 seconds before they get on him. So, and then I saw some times where the pocket just started to get a little closer, but he didn't even wait. Boom, he was gone. He never even gave it a chance, and he took off. That happened quite frequently yesterday. Now, good quarterbacks, Brady's, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, those guys stand in there. And sometimes they take a hit, and sometimes they don't if they get the ball released. Justin is not trusting his O-line. I understand it's not perfect, but I'll tell you what, yesterday, there were several times the O-line did their job on passing, but he just wasn't patient enough, and he took off. So, and the other thing is, are the receivers not getting open, or is it Justin just not trusting his ability or his confidence to get the ball in there without being an interception, because he had 2 interceptions, and one of them was terrible. He missed a couple open receivers yesterday. So, you know what? I don't get it. Is he lacking confidence? Is he not seeing the field? Is he not seeing the open receivers? I feel he lacks confidence in the line, and I think I don't like to use the word afraid, but you know what I mean, uncomfortable back there. And he's not, what they're going to have to do in practice is they're just going to have to keep running at this guy, and he's going to have to learn to stand in there because he can't take off every time. Otherwise, we're never going to have any passes down the field. So this, to me, is a huge problem. I know, again, we're not counting last year, so to me, he's a rookie because it's a new scheme, it's new coaches, but I'm not jumping on he sucks bandwagon that's going on in Illinois. We got to get rid of him. I'm just not comfortable. And since we've drafted him, you know how I felt. If you've been watching my show, I wasn't totally on board. So I wasn't the believer. I would have liked to take the guy that the Patriots took, number 12. We took 11. Patriots took 12. And they took Mac Jones, although he is hurt now. But I would have taken him. But we got Justin, and I am ready to give him my support. I'm just not liking what I'm seeing, but it could be all those things, I just mentioned, comfortability, he's not reading the field, he's not trusting his old line. I don't know. And the reason, and they're not throwing long passes, they're not passing. Obviously, he only had, what did I say, 18 attempts? Come on. For 82 yards? That's embarrassing. That's Pee-wee football, man. Pee-wee. And I gotta tell you, I'm not digging this offensive coordinator yet. I know it's early, but some of the things I've heard, not digging it. And one thing I heard that really pissed me off is, last week in the game when we lost to Green Bay, and it was we were 4th down in inches, and Justin, as you know, snapped from the shotgun to do a quarterback sneak, which stupid ass play. This offensive coordinator, what's his name, Guts, whatever the fuck his name is, Luke. He said he'd do it again and again and again. I was watching the game last night, the Sunday night game. Who was it? San Francisco and Denver, and they were 4th in inches. And the guy goes, I wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to do a quarterback sneak with, who was it? It was Wilson, it was Denver. And they go, oh, no, he's in the shotgun. You'd never do a quarterback sneak. I was like, oh, yeah, the Bears do. So I'm not digging this new guy. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, but I will give credit to the offensive line. They can open holes for the running backs. So at least we're good at 1 out of 2. And we're getting a little better, but we're not there yet. And I was wrong. Lucas Patrick did not play center. It looked like he was gonna, but he didn't. So I think once he plays in the position he should be in, then the guy who's playing center can go back where he is, and maybe we'll have our best 5 guys out there. I don't know. So we'll see. All right, we'll move on from that. So the Justin Fields, I'm on the fence. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm not going to rip on him because it's still early. It's only 3 games. All right, let's talk about our awesome rushing game. Unfortunately, Montgomery went down, and it really concerns me because it does not sound good. I've been looking all day. I have not seen anything on it. You're probably hearing stuff in Illinois that I'm not getting here, but I haven't heard anything, and I'm concerned that he's going to be out. It was a knee and ankle, so that's not good. But the good thing is we have a great backup at number 24, Herbert, and he had 157 yards. I know that they put the other guy in, number 25, Eburn. He had 23 yards. I'm not a fan of that guy. I would have just kept Herbert in the whole time. Fields had 47 yards because I told you he was taken off. One was a really great run where really he had no choice, but the other ones where he was just taken off because he was scared. And then our wide receiver, I forgot to write his number down. 19. I off the top of my head, 19. 19, St. Brown. He had 43 yards rushing because you saw they did a couple trick plays to him. So our rushing game is the only thing on this team that I am not worried about. Okay, so then let's talk about the pathetic passing game. And I called out Cole Kmet, our tight end, number 85, who's 3 years on the team now. He came from Notre Dame. He had 40 yards passing, and he actually showed up yesterday. So, hey, there you go. And the next closest, if you could believe it, was Mr. Mooney, number 11. He only had 23 yards. He still needs some showing up to do, too. I don't know if these guys just can't get open or Justin isn't getting them when they are open, because they can't stay open forever. We all know that. And who knows? But Kmet, I'm happy to see you decided to show up. So good for you. And I'd like to see more of it. I'm going to talk about somebody else in a few minutes who we haven't heard peep from since the season started. So the offense, they scored enough points to win the game. They won 2 out of the 3 categories that are my musts. And so we'll take that, right? But there is a lot of work that needs to be done on that offense, and I think everybody agrees. Let's talk about the defense. Defense, for most part, looked much better than they did last week. There was a few times, but again, we're so young on defense. They only gave up 92 yards rushing, opposed to 203 they gave up last week. So a huge win for the defense. Right on, guys. Number 4, Jackson. Had an interception. Awesome, because he caught it in the end zone as the other team was trying to score, so they didn't get any points out of that. So that was great timing, great place. Right on, Jackson. And then number 93, Jones, our defensive line guy, had a sack. So that was good. I would have liked to see some more sacks, but we'll take it. We actually had 2 turnovers, as I said, and the second turnover came from the hero of the day, number 58, Roquan Smith, our linebacker. And he had one hell of a day. And I believe I called him out last week, too. I was like, okay, where is he? He wants this big contract. Well, I haven't seen it. Now, he didn't play in preseason at all. He didn't train. So maybe it's taken him this long to learn the new scheme. We have a new defensive coordinator and get his endurance back up. So if this is what he's going to do from the rest of the season, sign him to whatever he wants. He had 16 solo tackles with 10 assists and one very big interception. I mean, that interception won us the game because I'm not sure. The defense looked tired. I'm just not sure if we would have had to go to overtime, what would have happened. So without that interception on, 12-yard line, 13-yard line. Oh, no, he ran back. That's right, he ran back a little bit. But anyways, he ended up on the 12 or 13-yard line, so it was a chip shot for Santos, and we won that game. He came up big time. So right on, Roquan. I'm glad I called you out because you showed up this week. So let's see, and here's somebody, but the defense did good. There was a few on some passes. The guys were wide open, mistakes again, but they're working on that. Gordon had some good plays, number 6, and some not so good plays. 9, he was, there was just a couple, as you know, wide open, but again, that backfield is super young, and JJ was out. Jalen Johnson wasn't playing, which was huge. We missed him a lot. And then Eddie Jackson was the only real veteran back there because JJ was out. So all in all, I was pleased with the defense. They gave up 20 points to a team that is, so-so, but a win is a win. And they held them to 92 yards because darn well they were going to come in and they wanted to rush that ball because they saw last week we gave up 203. And so that was really good. So and the thing about go back to the offense real quick on our running game is that their defense, Lovey's defense, wanted to stop the run because they knew we were good at it, number 1. And number 2, they know we can't pass for shit. And they still couldn't stop it, so right on. Now, here's somebody I'm going to call out this week, and I want to know where the hell number 94 Quinn is. I know he had a sack a couple weeks ago. Was it last week or in the rainstorm? I don't care, but that's not enough. He has 1 all year, and he's not making a difference. I personally think it's because Mac's gone. Because, see, Mac was on the one end, and Quinn was on the other end last year. Now we have nobody, so they're going after Quinn. But several times I saw him last night, and he was single covered. They weren't double tackling him or covering him, and he still couldn't get it. So, Quinn, I need you to step up now because you need to show these guys, and you got to start getting those sacks. Come on, let's start earning that money. Are you just too damn old? Is that the problem? Should we have traded you? I don't know. Just saying. The one thing, though, that really disturbed me about yesterday's game was our punting game. Although the punter, he had one bad punt, the rest of them were okay. I'm not picking on the punter. I'm picking on the actual team and the return team. They did not look good. I don't like number 25, Oh, this 25 does the kickoffs. I don't know who does the, I should have looked, right, the punt returns, but I'm not impressed. And they gave up a couple big ones. One particularly yards on the ground after Texans caught the ball, and they let them pick up a lot of yards. So a little concerned on that part. So I'm not worried about the rookie right now. It was very windy yesterday, and he's still learning how to kick in Soldier Field. But we got to work on not letting them get any yards after they catch those kicks. Okay, so that was one of the things that kind of stood out for me. So one thing I always do during every game is I write down a few notes, of course, things that stand out, and I always write down the first drives, the game. So the opening drive went to the Bears because Texas won, and they defaulted to the second. So the Bears got the ball to start the game, and they actually went down and scored a field goal. So that is an A- for them for sure. I thought it was great. And the defense for Texas' first drive in the first quarter, the Bears stopped them 3 and out. So that was a A+ for the defense. Very, very good. I was very, very happy with that. The second half, Texas got the ball after halftime, as I said, and they went down and scored a field goal. Not terrible, because when the Bears got their ball in the second half, the first touch, they went down and scored a touchdown. So I liked seeing what the Bears did first time they touched the ball in both halves. That's very, very, very important. So that was good. So, I mean, it wasn't super pretty, but it's a win. And last week I said on my show on Friday, I said I felt it was very important for these youngsters to get a win this week for their psyche, because they played so bad in Green Bay, and I'm sure everybody let them know in Illinois, and I wasn't happy, but I also know, as I've said, we're a young team. We're going to win some and we're going to lose more. And there's going to be mistakes. But this team, I got to tell you, they come out and play the second half. Something that Nagy's teams never did. Nagy never made adjustments. Clearly, Coach Flus and the other coaches are making adjustments. So that's hugely important. And that is something Nagy never, ever, ever understood. He just never did. So some good things, some not so good things, but overall, much better played game this week than last week. And we do know it was an easier opponent, but it doesn't matter. Like I said at the beginning of the show, the Bears should be beating these teams. That's what'll show you're not terrible, okay? And the Turf Award, you know what? If you don't know, this is your first time. This is artificial turf from Soldier Field when they took it up in 1997. They ripped it up, and for the 1998 season, they had real grass. And this is, you could buy them. And we got a couple of them, my husband and I, and these came from the field where Bears players played, not the stuff on the sidelines. Walter Payton ran on this. The 85 Bears played on this. So this is cool, tough turf. I mean, look at how thin it is. Oh, can you imagine playing and falling on that? So I give it out every week, the Turf Award to the best player. Whether the Bears win or lose, I don't care. That just goes out. It could have been a tie, but I'm giving it to number 58, Roquan Smith, because I called him out last week, and he showed up with 16 solo tackles, 10 assists, and a huge interception that, in my opinion, won that game. Well, obviously, Santos kicked the field goal, but without being where we were, who knows? So, Roquan, this Turf Award goes to you for Game 3. I could have done a tie with Herbert coming in after number 24 Herbert after Montgomery went down, but I thought Roquan deserved it more because I did give him some shit. So, we'll take it, right? I'll take a win every single day, and I would have liked the Green Bay loss, but they didn't. So, but it doesn't matter. we're tied with Green Bay. If you can believe it, we're all 2-1 except for Detroit. They're 1-2. So, and that's it. And I wanted to give a shout out to somebody if he's watching. Dan, thank you so much. You rock. We will be talking. You're a very cool dude. And after I say that on Friday's show, I am going to have a somewhat big announcement. Yes, pretty cool, and it's big, but I'm going to have to do it on Friday because I don't have all the details, but Friday's show I will have the details, and I hope you stay tuned and turn me on, baby, to find out my secret. Yeah. Oh, I like to have fun. Hey, this old lady, yeah, I know, with the pickled brain, you gotta have fun, right? You gotta laugh. So on that note, we pretty much talked about the game. I think you could agree. We got to see Lovey, and we got to beat him. So now the record is Bears 2, Texans 4. So it's a start, catching up to beating them. Take it every single time. Friday's show, I'll be back. We'll go over the New York Giants. It is in New York. I'm almost sure of it. So, and they've been winning. Most people thought they were going to be dead last this year and be stinky. I have not seen them play. I'm going to watch them tonight. They play Dallas tonight, so I'll give them a watch to get an idea of, has it been people they're playing? Where's that luck? Or is there talent there? So the Bears, we'll see if the Bears are going to have their hands full. So we'll do that on Friday, and my big announcement. Okay, and I always end the show this way. First of all, thanking you all for watching me. I'm getting close to 300 subscribers, and when that happens, we are throwing a party here in Vegas, baby. Because I never thought I'd get past 10. But thank you for watching. I love y'all. And my message, as it always is be kind, stop hate, love one another. We're in this together. Smile at people when you're out. It is so much easier to smile than it is frown. Because look at all these wrinkles and double chins you get when you frown. And just be kind. It's just so much easier, and you feel better when you're talking to people and you're being nice, and you can help somebody else. Maybe you're in a store and they need some help. Help them out, right? We're in this together, and we can do it. So, and especially if you're a Bears fan, because the Bears are 2-1. Yeah, baby. Okay. On that note, I love you. Keep on rocking and rolling from baby Vegas. What? Let's try that again. Keep on rocking and rolling from Vegas, baby, and go Bears. Oh, bye-bye.